So a number of people have been asking me how to roast your own coffee beans. They've had some coffee at my house, thought it was decent, and wanted some details on how that was done. So I thought I would show you that today. So this is exactly what you need, or how I do it. I have a stainless steel bowl here, stainless steel colander here. I'm ordering the beans, the green beans. So I get them green from Green Coffee Co., which is greencoffeeco.com. It's actually quite significantly cheaper than getting already roasted beans from a local roaster. This is an AirScape canister, which is used to keep the air out of them when you store them, which is important for later. And then I have this high-end nostalgia popcorn popper. This is actually just popcorn popper, very cheap. Got it at Walmart, like $40. You're going to want to get an 1100 watt instead of a 1500 watt, because the 1500 watt, it has enough airflow, it actually blows the beans right out of it, so that's important. So I made that mistake and that mistake. This is and then I have some oven mitts here, just so that you can, just so that I can take the top off this when it gets hot. Okay, so we're gonna jump in and I'm gonna show you how to do it.
Go.
Okay, so first step is you just turn it on. Usually I let it warm up a little bit. Every popcorn popper comes with a measuring container obviously for popcorn kernels. I use it actually for green beans. Come closer here, take a look, you can see. So, completely green, uncooked. I'll just toss them right in here. And put this on correctly. And I'm going to set the timer. Typically, what you're going to want to do is actually watch them to see what color they turn. So we can show you later, but it's going to be, you want them to sort of not be completely dark or black. You want them to have some slightly lighter brown ones and some slightly darker brown ones. The reason a popcorn popper works so great is that the airflow actually agitates the beans. So we're going to do this for about 5 minutes. Some people do it by sound, where they listen for how many cracks. So the first crack, and then they try and stop it generally before the second crack. That's how you know that they're done. I actually like to visually look at it, and I also listen for it as well. So we got another 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Notice that the beauty of a popcorn popper is that it blows the chaff off, and as it blows the chaff out into this bowl. That's why we have a stainless steel bowl. Okay, so come on in. Oh, there goes our timer. You can actually see here, we'll turn this off. But take a look in here, you can actually see the beans, and they've gotten to like kind of a light brown. Sometimes they go a little darker than that. You can actually see now, those are perfect actually. So let's bring this over to the light so you can see. So some are light brown, some are kind of a darker brown. That's about perfect, because you get a lot more flavor if you have kind of a lighter medium roast. Now what we're going to do is toss the rest of the chaff off.
Go.
So next step is you have to get rid of the excess chaff that's on there. The popcorn popper did a good job of blowing a lot of it off, but you need to actually toss the beans out of the stainless steel colander, and you can actually see the chaff flying away there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a bunch coming off. So you need the wind. It also helps when you're outside in the winter, because it stops the cooking process. The cold air stops it. So you're going to actually refrigerate these or leave them in your AirScape canister outside. Oh, I lost a couple beans there in the wind. So I can see there that there's pretty much nothing coming off it now. Oh, a little bit there. So this is an AirScape canister. You can use just the bag the beans came in, but you want to eliminate any oxygen. Oxygen is really bad for coffee beans after they've been roasted. So AirScape canisters, come and take a look here. But basically they got a handle inside that when the handle is up like this, then it has a valve that opens and lets the air out. So you can actually see if it's closed, you can't move it in or out. And when it's open, it lets the air in and out. So this allows you to take, I've got some in there from a couple of roasts just before this. But I put the beans in here, and then while they're still warm, I actually leave these in the fridge for a number, probably about 15 minutes or so, just to get them cooled off and stop the cooking process. These have cooled down already a little bit, so I can put this cap back on, seal it up, and beans need to degas, so you actually have to leave them for overnight. That's optimal when you're using them the next day. As far as where the beans came from, because you're going to ask maybe a little bit about what beans do I get, which ones taste the best. I love the ones from El Salvador. These are the El Salvador Bourbon Naturals, but you can get them from Tanzania, you can get them from Colombia, you can get them all over. One thing you want to pay attention to is the cupping score. Cupping score basically, without getting into the details, is just a measure as to how well it brews, how well it tastes, and so the higher the cupping score, the better. These are both 86 and 85, which is actually a pretty decent rating. So significantly cheaper than getting the beans roasted, and way more fun. Hey, now that we've roasted some, why don't we pull some espresso shots and make a latte? Let's taste it. Oh yeah, that's good.